awareness, showcasing the offer, showcasing the feature, showcasing testimonials, telling people how much it actually costs. So that's the type of content. You're creating that content, and then you're going to drive people to. I made $30,000 on Kajabi in my first 90 days with zero tech skills and no audience. Today, I'm revealing the exact 5-step system anyone can copy. This isn't theory. It's the same method my students are using right now to create life-changing income with their knowledge. I'm Evolve Benton, the Speaking for Profit strategist, and this video just might change everything that you think about and how you view an online business. So let me ask you a few things. Are you ready to monetize your expertise, but sometimes you feel overwhelmed by all the tech and all the marketing? Or maybe you've been posting content, but you're frustrated because nobody sees it and you're not making any money. The truth is, most people overcomplicate this process. They spend months building out elaborate courses and funnels that no one buys and waste thousands of dollars on ads that don't convert. But here's the reality. You're just 5 steps away from your first $10,000 on Kajabi, and I've got the receipts to prove that it actually works. Before I reveal the 5-step system, let's talk about why hitting $10,000 is the magic number that transforms everything in your online business. When I hit my first $10,000 on Kajabi, 3 things happened. First, it was proof of concept. I had concrete evidence that the people would actually buy my knowledge. And this isn't just about money. It's about the validation that your message matters and that people actually care about it. Second, I created unstoppable momentum. I've seen this with my clients also in Speaking for Profit Academy. Once they hit their first 10K, their confidence skyrockets and the path to 50K becomes even more crystal clear because you have a roadmap of how it can work and an audience that actually appreciates what you have to say. Third, this is really what no one really talks about. It's the silenced voice in your head. This won't work for me. Over and over, you hear that. This won't work for me. This voice is probably whispering to you right now. But what happens is that voice turns to this is possible, and that's the ultimate transformation. So let me break down the 5-step strategy for you that I have used to help ordinary people just like you share their valuable knowledge and generate their first $10,000 online. Step 1, you want to have an irresistible offer formula. The biggest mistake that I see when people create offers nobody actually wants is because that they don't have an irresistible offer. So I've created a 3-part formula to help you think about how you can create an offer that practically sells itself. So the one thing is that the first thing in that 3-part formula is that you must solve an urgent and specific problem. You must solve an urgent and specific problem. And with that problem, you must have a clear promise on how you want to provide a desirable income or outcome for your audience. And it must be structured in order to give your audience quick wins. So we wanted to solve an urgent problem, be specific, make sure that it's clear and desirable, and also structured to give them a quick win. So let me show you a real live example. I was working with a client who was really struggling to think about how to sell a public speaking course, right? So instead of us talking about it just being a public speaking course, which is great, right? We want to be able to help people with public speaking, but it's really broad and it's not really speaking to an outcome or solving a problem. We reframe that course from public speaking course to the 7-day confidence blueprint, how to captivate any room without anxiety. So what we're focusing on here is a specific problem, not just public speaking, but the problem of speaking and having anxiety. And the outcome of that is having confidence. So for your offer, I want you to ask yourself, what keeps your ideal client up at 3 a.m. or 12 midnight? Or what do they wake up thinking about that they want to fix? What result would they happily pay for right now to solve? What result would they happily pay right now? And how can you structure it for quick wins? What I've seen the last few years is that we create courses that are overwhelming and too long. And oftentimes folks don't finish them or complete them because they're not able to get that quick win for themselves. The key is for you to make it specific and for you to specialize so that people can really see how you're able to support them in a customized and a unique way. So for example, if someone said how to make money online, that's a little bit too broad. We might want to say how to book your first $3,000 in speaking gigs in 30 days, or how to make a $10,000 course in a weekend, right? People want short, quick wins that get them to an outcome. So that is the first step to the 5 steps. The second step is the 7-figure product setup. So I want to talk you through and walk you through what are some ways that you can create products on one of my favorite platforms, which is Kajabi. And Kajabi is an all-in-one platform that makes this process simple and extremely easy. So here's a core concept of how you can think about your setup. I would start off with a few different elements. Start off with a mini course. This can be 2 to 3 hours total of content. And you want to structure it into 4 to 7 modules. People love odd numbers or even numbers, which is interesting. So you want to give them 3 or 7. I found that really works well. Include these 3 elements in each module. You want to have a video lesson that's 10 to 15 minutes. And then you want to have an action step worksheet and a quick win checkpoint. So as they're going through the modules and through your course, you want them to have a roadmap for them to understand how they're getting to the next step and how it all gets them to their ultimate outcome. This helps with client retention, but this also helps to support them to get through the course. So let me show you how to set this up on Kajabi and give you a quick walkthrough so that you can see how easy it could be for you. So I'm going to log into Kajabi. You're going to go to create a new product. What I like to do is create a course, but there's various ones you can create: course, podcast, community, coaching, newsletter, download. For this example, we're doing an online course. So we're going to click get started. So if we go to title example, we would say we want to give the title based on the outcome, right? So 3 steps to creating a powerful online course. And then you give it a brief description. This will help you win. Right now, you can have it where it will take this and generate AI information, which is cool. But I would suggest you just put together your own information separately that you'll include. So now that you've seen this is how you set the course up, let me take you on the back end of one of my courses so you can see how modules are set up. So I'll take you to the Wealthy Digital Society. This was a course that I have for some of my clients. So as we could see here, we have our welcome, a welcome video, outlines and objectives. So the way we go in here and set this up is this is considered a module, and then you can have sub modules, lessons, quizzes, and upload videos, right? So this is the Welcome to the Wealthy Digital Society is considered a module. We click there. They're going to ask you for some type of background or image that you'll include for the module, and you can create that on Canva. We put that there, and then when you click into it, the next thing you want to do is add content to it, and that's where the lessons come in. So the first one we have here is a welcome, and of course it's a video of me here. So let's go in. I just want to show you, let you see how a module looks on the inside. Let's say I wanted to upload something new. I can go over here to add content. I can go to lesson. I could say test because we're testing it out. It's going to ask me which module I want to put it in so you can organize it. So let's say we're putting it in resources. I can create the lesson, and then it's going to populate it down here. I click on edit, and then I can upload video if I want to here. Select my file and upload a new file, which is a video. I can upload audio. I can make it an assessment. And then you can also on here add files, add automation, and we'll get into that in a later video, but I just want to show you how simple it is to set these modules up. So now that you see the simplicity there, when you go to preview, this is how it'll look on the inside, right? We completed the test module or lesson. But then if we go over here to the welcome, right, this is how the welcome shows up with just a video that folks can play. Another video that we have, but we also have an offer workbook here that people can go through. And they have different templates for each one that you want to create. So hope that was a helpful walkthrough, just so you can see the simplicity of setting up your own mini course in Kajabi. So you'll want to set that up for success, right? And I have several videos on this YouTube channel. If you search the word Kajabi, there's playlists that break down how to literally do this. And if you decide to join Kajabi and use my affiliate link, which gives you a 30-day trial, you also have an opportunity to get the workshop accelerator, where I break all this down as well. But what I'm really discussing in that video is how to create a masterclass, 1-hour training that you do with folks for $97 to $57, and you take the replay and you upload it on the Kajabi, just like we did today with those modules, and it lives there. So something to think about, but remember, it's a mini course. It should be easy for people to get done. Don't overcomplicate it. Your goal is to help people get results, not to create the world's most comprehensive course. This is something that's simple. Remember, people don't pay for information, they pay for the transformation. So you want to structure your content around the transformation, not just delivering facts. Step 3 in this process is having a very magnetic sales page formula. So your sales page is where the magic happens for the marketing and the sales of this product. This is where you convert your visitors to customers. And we've had the opportunity of testing dozens of sales page formats, but there's really like a particular format that I think works really well. So what I want to do is share with you our sales page for our 5-day challenge, because I think that is set up really well, and break down what we're doing here so that you can get an understanding of what that will look like. Before I share it with you, I just want to break down what the 7 parts are, and then I'll walk you through it so you can see it. So the very first thing that you want to have is an attention-grabbing headline that speaks to the pain of your particular customer. Second is you want a story that builds connection and credibility. So you want to share a little bit of your story or client story and how the solution you have has helped them to accomplish their goal. Third, you want a solution introduction with clear benefits. So you want to give them clear benefits that they can utilize and see the benefit of purchasing your particular course or masterclass. 4, we want to make sure that we give them social proof. That's going to be testimonials, even if it's just from a few beta testers that have went through your course. 5, offer details with irresistible bonuses. So what bonuses can you give them to make this a no-brainer? 6, a risk reversal. This is usually some type of guarantee or easy cancellation. You'll see it's like refundable or refundable in a certain amount of time. What we often do is a love it or leave it, right? If you don't love it in 14 days, then you could leave it and get a refund. Different things to help people see the benefit, but that there's also no risk. And then a strong call to action with urgency. Like, we want a strong call to action that's going to give folks urgency to join now. So let me show you the 5-day challenge page and walk through. So we instantly we scrolled maybe once, twice, and then we already have a button that says click here to start. This is important on a sales page so that you can, if people have already seen this or if they already know what it's about and they just want to pay, we get them the button as quick as possible. When they click this button, it takes them right down to where they can instantly pay and grab a ticket to the 5-day challenge. So we have that. Let me go back. Hey there, I'm Evolve Benton. And if you're here, I know something about you. You're a powerful speaker with a message and you're creating great impact in the world. But unfortunately, your income does not reflect that. That stops now. Welcome to the Profitable Speaker Circle, a system-led community where we focus on landing high-paid speaking contracts, building out your signature talk, and making sure that you have a system that is easeful for your life and for your business. In this program, I teach you the Wealthy Speaker Method, the exact strategies that my clients have used to make over $3 million in the speaking and consulting industry without big followings or speakers bureaus. Here's what you'll get as a member: the complete Wealthy Speaker Method, signature talk creator templates, your booking pipeline builder, virtual stage mastery system, and my authority building testimonial framework. Check out these clips as you hear from some of my clients who've moved from making $500 to $5,000 in the speaking and consulting industry.
So I'm coming in on the year starting from scratch with nothing. And I've already been able to collect and certify and finish up 3 speaking engagements totaling over $45,000 in revenue. We're still working on getting kind of all the other types of programs together, but I just had to stop and say just really all of what's happening and just being a burnout coach and knowing how important kind of the time is and how we balance things and how we work things out. I just have to say, with the material that we're going over, how they teach us how to actually be not just great speakers, but CEOs of our business, and the respect towards time and family and structure, and just really the TLC that's in this program is unlike anything I've ever seen.
The last couple of years, you've had ups and downs when it comes to the business, but I think the last few months you've spoken a lot. One, what was the most exciting speaking opportunity that you got? And 2, what's the biggest bag? Because, you know, people always want to know a little bit about the money.
I believe that the most exciting opportunity that I got a chance to do was for this organization called the Corporate Council for Men of Color. Right. And so they have different components to a Corporate Council for Men of Color, Corporate Council for Women of Color. And I got to talk about career progression, right? And how to progress in your career and some of the things that you could do. And they actually flew me out to New York, right? They flew me out to New York, first class.
And fancy.
Fancy. Right. Stayed at a really nice hotel right in the heart of New York City as well. And so that was really, really, I believe, one of the most exciting engagements that I had. And the biggest bag I got, you mean in terms of how much it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. The biggest bag I've got so far for one engagement has been $5,000.
Yeah.
And that is not including travel costs, right? So they paid for flight, hotel, food, different things like that. But $5,000 came from just speaking and the fact that after I spoke, they ordered books, even more books, because they ordered books for the event to pass out, right? It's like, prizes for students who volunteered. But then after the fact, one of the directors said, hey, we want to buy more books. So they even bought some more books. So it was like $5,000 to do an hour engagement. They bought books, and that was in addition to travel costs. So that was the biggest bag that I've gotten thus far.
This isn't just another watch later course. This is a community that's going to help you create more impact and more income in your life and in your business. It's a proven system with real community, real results, and real wins. If you're done winging it and ready to build a profitable and sustainable speaking business, click the link below to join the Profitable Speaker Circle, and we'll see you inside. And if you're still not sure about it, we could book a strategy call and talk a little bit more about it together. The link is below. Up so I can show you a few other things that we have on this page. The other thing that we have here is what they're going to get, right? Start the challenge, a little bit about me and my story. Remember, we talked about the story section, and then a little bit more about just the speaking business, the truth around it, and the things that I've used, the things that my clients have used. So this goes more into my story and the process. And then here we're going into breaking down what they're going to get from the 5 days. Taking action, time, what's the final result, who this challenge is for. We have some proof of concept here, some testimonials, social proof, right? Breaking down what each day is going to look like, and then people can pay for it. Now, what we used to have here, this is an evergreen challenge, which means that the way that we're utilizing it now, folks don't necessarily have to buy it right away because it's not live, right? Like it's pre-recorded. So we don't have the same sense of urgency there and bonuses that we had because it is an evergreen product. But what we do usually do is we have an email sequence that lets people know they can get it for a lower cost, and it gives them a coupon code on the back end, right? So most people who see our 5-day challenge, they enter through a lead magnet, which is our calculator. When they enter through that, they're sent on an email sequence, and that email sequence gives them a coupon where they can use that for a short amount of time to get a certain percentage off the $97. We just want them to get through the 5 days. So this is what you can use, right? This is a very similar sales page framework that you can consider for your product. What we want to do is make sure that the marketing is on point. It's nothing like creating a product that just sits there. And what I actually like to do is I like to create the sales page and the marketing first, pre-sell the digital product, and then create the content, because we want to make sure that an audience actually wants it before we put all our eggs in one basket. So do me a favor, if you're watching this right now, put in the comments of this YouTube video, I will wait to create. I will wait to create. Put that in the comments. Wait until you sell. Pre-sell your masterclass, your ebook, whatever you're thinking about creating. Create the marketing for it. Create the sales page. Go through the 7 steps that I just taught you. And then once you sell it, you can create it. And some people feel like, okay, I'm selling it, they're going to want it right away. Let them know. They're a beta user. Hey, you're purchasing this at an early bird rate. I'll get it to you in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So be transparent with your audience, and then you have an opportunity to make sure that you're taking care of yourself in the process as well. So that's an example of a sales page. Nobody really cares about how many modules or videos they get. Focus on the transformation and the quick wins that they're going to get from the experience. So now that we've went through those first 3, I do want to share with you step 4, which is a 3-part traffic system. So now that you have your product, you have your sales page, you might be thinking to yourself, how do I get people to see this? This is great, but I want people to actually see the information that I am hoping to give them. So there's 3 ways that I look at this. First is the masterclass method, which I love. You can create like a 60-minute free training that really provides value and naturally leads people to your paid offer. This is what I did in the beginning, and I continue to do, offer free classes, and then people get to see if they want to purchase your products. About 17%, 20% of attendees, 17 to 20% of attendees who attend end up purchasing from your masterclass. So you do want to make sure if you fill the seats and you have a mechanism to make sure that people show up. So that's the first part of the 3-part traffic system, is having some time, a weekly live, a weekly masterclass to teach people. The second part is the content ecosystem. Write that down. We want it to be problem aware, solution aware, and product aware. So we want to make them aware of the problems that we're solving, the solutions, right? Like your approach. What is different from your approach? One of the things that's different from our approach is we use LinkedIn for a lot of our marketing. We do cold emailing, but we lead into LinkedIn. So that's what sets us apart. And then product awareness, showcasing the offer, showcasing the feature, showcasing testimonials, telling people how much it actually costs. So that's the type of content. You're creating that content, and then you're going to drive people to your masterclass or drive them to the course you've created, but you got to be consistent. This content can also be paid speaking opportunities. So you going to speak at conferences or on stages and then telling people, hey, download my lead magnet, or hey, check out my course. And then this is like really my secret weapon, and it's called like the relationship accelerator. So instead of trying to sell to cold traffic people that you don't know, I really want you to think about building relationships first and focus on the relationships and the people you already know. And I use what I learned from a couple of coaches I've worked with, which is called the 9-word email. And the 9-word email, if you have an email list, is super powerful because it can really warm them up. And what you want to just ask them, are you still interested in this specific goal? So I might send it out and say, hey, are you still interested in getting booked to speak on stages? Are you still interested in creating a digital product? And then the people who actually answer that email, you can get into conversation with them about that product. Now, the thing is, you need an email list. So if you don't have an email list yet, we do have a video here that shows you how to build your email list and make sure that you are able to do that in a way that is transformative for your list, not just putting them on a stale list where they don't get any more information from you, but where you're really able to help them and continue to build with them. So check that video out on how to build your email list. But if you do have a list, even if it's only a few hundred people or maybe a few thousand people, it doesn't matter how big or small. Trying to utilize that relationship accelerator to build relationships on your email list is another way that you can continue to sell your product. Last one that I want you to think about when it comes to making your first $10,000 on Kajabi is really about automation. This product is amazing because it allows you to automate so many of the processes. I just want to share with you a couple of automations that I know will help you multiply your results. So the first thing that you want to make sure you have set up is what we call a nurture sequence. A nurture sequence is going to allow you, when someone enters your email list, for you to nurture them, for you to build relationships with them. And it's usually 5 to 7 emails where you share a little bit about who you are, your story, your offer, different ways that they can engage with you, different ways of that the email list will work. Like, hey, I'm going to send out a weekly email or a monthly newsletter, really getting them warm and welcomed. And what you can do, you set up this email sequence on Kajabi. They enter their email into your lead magnet that they're going to download or they're going to use, and then they get added to the list. And every day for 5 to 7 days, they get an email from you. And this is all automated. So all you're worrying about is sending more traffic to that list. The second is what we call the conversion cascade. And this is a 3-series email sent to people who have attended your masterclass but didn't buy. Right? Like maybe they came to the class, but they didn't buy the product that you offered at the end. You can set up an email sequence that addresses maybe objections or reinforces the transformation or frequently asked questions. And that can already be set up, and you could just add the people who didn't buy to that email sequence so that you can hopefully convert them into new customers. And then the third one is what we call the success path. And this is once someone buys, that they receive onboarding emails so that they can start the course, start the digital product immediately. This really helps with reducing churn and reducing refunds. So usually I will send out 3, one that says, welcome to the program, another one that says, these are the steps, and another one that says, thank you again for joining. If you have any questions, this is where you can put your questions. So those are the 3 key automations we want to set up. If we have those set up, we can definitely multiply our results and support our customers and clients even more. Later on in another video, I'll show you how to set up these particular automations. But for today, we're just going to talk through them. This is higher level. And for you to really get to thinking about how you can utilize Kajabi and build your online business to make your first $10,000 online. So before I wrap up, I need to address something that's really important. The systems that I've shared with you today are great, and they're going to help you see transformation over and over again. But the truth is, it only works if you implement it. You can listen to me, take notes, think about it, but if you actually don't implement, it's not going to take you anywhere. The difference between people who hit $10,000 and those who don't is not knowledge, it's only action. They actually implement, they try, and they get into practice. The most successful people I work with aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who implement quickly and consistently. They take the information, they actually implement it. So my question to you is, what's one step from this video that you're going to implement in the next 24 hours? Go on and drop that in the comments. What's one step that you're going to implement in the next 24 hours? So there you have it. This is the exact 5-step system that's going to get you your first $10,000 on Kajabi. This isn't some get rich quick scheme. It's about building a sustainable foundation for your online business. Once you've built that automated sequence for people who are welcomed and nurtured, you're just sending more traffic and more people through it and looking at the data to see if it actually works. So if you're ready to get started with Kajabi, what I want you to do is click the link here. This is going to give you 30 days free trial for Kajabi when you sign up. You'll also get access to my workshop accelerator, which is a 4-part series that breaks down how to create a masterclass and monetize it in 30 days. The monthly cost of Kajabi is around $69. And the average cost of the masterclass is $97. So really, you just got to sell one to make the money back for the month for Kajabi. And in my next video, I'm going to show you some of the latest features, how to make sure that you get the most out of Kajabi in this year, and how to set up automations. So I just want you to make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on this. So do me a favor. Drop a comment below. What 5 steps are you going to implement? And what I'm going to try to do is read and respond to every comment so that I can give you as much support as possible. And I can't wait to hear about your journey and you making your first $10,000 on Kajabi. The great thing is when you hit that milestone, they will send you a gift or send you a card to really acknowledge you. And I just want to thank you so much for being here and using your most valuable resource with me, which is your time. I hope that this helps you create and monetize what you know and get closer to your financial freedom. Until next video, peace.